So picture this. You're a Mavs fan. Your team just traded away the franchise.
Dirk got a statue right there. It's supposed to be Luka right there.
I'm shocked like most, if not the entire basketball world appears to be. It's not something that you would have ever anticipated, primarily from the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic is a global star.
Luka. Your future looks, bleak, to put it mildly. Then suddenly, with less than a 2% chance, you win the lottery
NBA draft goes to the Dallas Mavericks
and land Cooper Flagg, the most hyped prospect since LeBron.
How, Sway? Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Seems a little too perfect, right? Today we're asking the question that's been flooding my comment section. Is the NBA draft lottery rigged? I spent hours researching this, and what I found might change how you watch basketball forever.
I am so stressed out. I feel like I'm having a panic attack.
You want to talk about stress? You want to talk about stress? Okay? I've stumbled onto a major company conspiracy, Mac. How about that for stress?
And according to NBA insiders, NBA ratings are down 48% since 2012 and down 28% just this year alone. It's not just a blip. The NBA Finals last year saw their lowest viewership since the bubble in 2020, and even marquee matchups struggled to break through. Fewer people are tuning in, especially younger viewers, and the league's biggest stars, like LeBron and Steph, are getting older. The storylines just didn't grab the casual fan. For a business built on attention, that's a red flag. The NBA knows that when ratings drop, so does ad revenue, sponsorship money, and the league's overall influence. They needed a spark, something to get people talking, watching, and caring again. Let's dive deeper into these coincidences that the NBA wants you to believe are just random chance. The year is 1985. The NBA is struggling, ratings are down, cocaine scandals are rampant, and the league desperately needs its biggest market to thrive. Enter Patrick Ewing, a once-in-a-generation center who could transform any franchise overnight. Watch this footage carefully. David Stern reaches into a clear drum containing 7 identical envelopes. But are they identical? Look at his hand movement. He doesn't shuffle deeply. He barely touches the surface envelopes. Former NBA executive Jack Joyce later admitted, everyone in the league office knew New York needed Ewing. Conspiracy theorists point to this moment. Some say the Knicks envelope was refrigerated beforehand, making it easier for Stern to identify by touch. Others claim it was deliberately creased. Is it a coincidence that the league's biggest market got the biggest prize in the first ever lottery? A lottery system conveniently introduced the exact year Ewing entered the draft?
We know differently, and here's David Stern with the announcement.
First pick, select Patrick Ewing.
Fast forward to 2003. The NBA has a new golden goose.
LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James.
LeBron James, the high school phenom from Akron, Ohio. Cleveland had just a 22.5% chance at the number 1 pick. Better odds than most, but still a 77.5% chance they'll miss out on hometown hero LeBron. An unnamed source said the energy in the NBA office that year was strange. There was this unspoken understanding that LeBron in Cleveland was the ideal scenario for everyone. The marketing writes itself. The chosen one returns home. The narrative was too perfect to leave to chance.
With the first pick in the 2003 NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select LeBron James.
What about 2008, the Chicago Miracle? Chicago, another major market, was floundering. The post-Jordan era had been brutal. The Bulls had just a 1.7% chance at the top pick.
The second pick goes to the Miami Heat. And that means the number one
And you
pick
guessed it.
2008 NBA
The Chicago
draft
Bulls
made
were
by
rewarded the
Chicago
first pick in the 2008 NBA draft. The result? Chicago gets Derrick Rose. Not just any star, but a Chicago native from the South Side. The hometown hero narrative strikes again. Now, this is where things get truly suspicious. New Orleans loses Chris Paul in 2011. The very next year, they get Anthony Davis, despite having just a 13.7% chance.
NBA draft, the New Orleans Hornets select Anthony Davis.
Then 7 years later, they lose Anthony Davis in a messy public trade
I feel like it's
demand.
my time. I gave the city, organization, fans, everything I feel like I could. Don't know how long I'm gonna play this game. People's careers are short.
The very next lottery, they land Zion Williamson with just a 6% chance. The odds of both these events happening naturally, less than 0.8%. That's less than a 1 in 125 chance. For context, you have better odds of being struck by lightning in your lifetime.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
What many fans don't know is that New Orleans was league-owned between 2010 and 2012. The NBA literally controlled the team when they won the Davis lottery. And in 2019, the league was desperately trying to keep basketball viable in New Orleans after the Davis drama. And now we arrive at 2025. Dallas trades away Luka, a generational superstar. Fans are burning jerseys. Season ticket renewals plummet. The NBA is facing the collapse of one of its premier franchises in a top 5 media market. Then suddenly, with just a 1.8% chance, they win the lottery and the rights to Cooper Flagg, the most hyped prospect in a decade. Look at the market sizes of the other lottery teams. Dallas represents nearly triple the revenue potential of most other contenders. The NBA is a business first. Remember that. When you look at these events individually, each can be dismissed as luck. But together, the pattern becomes undeniable. Major markets and compelling narratives win at a rate that defies mathematical probability. As former NBA player and analyst Jalen Rose once said, "I'm not saying the lottery is rigged, but I'm not saying it isn't." Let's talk about money, because that's what it's really about. The NBA is a $10 billion business. TV deals, merchandise, ticket sales. It all depends on having stars in the right markets. When LeBron went to Cleveland, their team value increased by 78% in just 3 years. When the Pelicans got Zion, their season ticket sales jumped 33%. Dallas is the 5th largest media market in America. Losing Luka could have caused the league hundreds of millions in revenue. But Cooper Flagg in Dallas? That's money in the bank. Remember, Adam Silver's job isn't to make the league fair, it's to make it profitable. The incentives to influence outcomes is definitely there. The difference between Flagg and Dallas versus, say, Charlotte could be worth 9 figures to the league.
Thanks again, Kevin.
So what's your take? Is the NBA draft lottery a completely fair process? Or is Adam Silver pulling strings behind the scenes to create the perfect storylines? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear your theories, especially if you notice other coincidences I missed. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button. It really helps the channel. And don't forget to hit subscribe as well. Until then, keep your eyes open. In the NBA, nothing is ever quite what it seems.
Dallas Mavericks.